Okay. Good morning, everybody. I am, as always, just setting everything up for this live stream. I'm starting a little early because I feel like I'm always like crunching, trying to get this down. So those on YouTube, feel free to skip like 10 minutes ahead if you're watching this later. But for now, I'm just starting this up. So. Let people know I'm here. Does take a little bit to do this startup. There's got to be a more streamlined way I'm just not aware of. Yeah. Okay, and let's see. Okay, it's on here. Fantastic. Okay, so today there's my mom. Today I am working from a reference of it's not really my hometown. My city in California. I haven't lived here for almost a year, but I'm going to go visit this next week, so I am so excited. This is Redding. This is in Northern California. Kind of a quirky place. And what you're looking at, this is the Sacramento River and the Sundial Bridge, which Santiago Calatrava, sorry man, I always butcher your name. He was the one to design that bridge, and it has brought so much tourism to the valley, which is great. Yeah, I do love this place. I feel like I have painted this view before, but I don't think it really gave justice to this area, and I'm not necessarily saying that what I do today will give it justice either, but I do love the area, so I will continue painting it, so I don't care. I probably won't actually copy this sunset. It's mostly a reference point for the mountains and the trees and the river, making sure I get that right. Yeah. I am seriously loving having my iPad Pro. This thing makes digital painting so much easier. However, my siblings, for my birthday, which was this past week, happy birthday to me, they got me a bunch of new acrylic paints, or at least They got me a gift card so that I could buy a bunch of acrylic paints, and that's exactly what I did. I am so psyched to have new paint to work with. It's always so nice and refreshing as an artist. So maybe I'll be doing a lot more traditional painting with my work. Now that I have that option, some more colors to work with and experiment with, it'll be fun. But this is a digital painting live stream, so I've got to keep with the theme. Yeah, and I really should choose a time of the week where I'm not so tired. I don't realize how hungry and tired I am after church. I don't know why I chose this time, but that's okay. Okay, we've got our sundial right here. It won't be that color. I don't know why I chose that. And the sun is gonna be right there. Okay. Like I've said time and time again, my approach is more like sculpting than anything. Just sculpting my picture, building shapes from what I've got, and it is fun. And you can be a lot more loose when you approach your drawing that way. Loose, but not as accurate, and maybe not as good sometimes, but I don't know. I think it's best to keep it loose. Keep it loose. I mentioned it was my birthday. It was also the birthday of my nation, America. The United States of America just had its birthday. Let's see. What was it? The 100. Oh man, I don't even know math right now. I'm trying to go back and see how old our nation is in my head, but it's really early for that math. It's not that early, but I've been out and about, and my friends are already fried. I had to go back to work this week. I hadn't worked at work for a while. Reasons. And I was surprised that I remembered my password for everything, and actually remembered how to do my job. It felt really alien, but I did well. But standing so long, like it is odd to my body. I work in the customer service industry, so can you imagine? Like I have to stand on my feet. I don't know why that's a thing to do. I don't know why they don't give chairs to people. You have to stand on and cater to everybody's needs, but it's okay. I'm so thankful for customer service. They have saved me from so many things in the past, such as giving me refunds for items that don't ever show up in the mail. Thank you, customer service. You guys are the best. And you're welcome from a customer service agent. Right here. There we are. And technically, we're not supposed to say customers when we work. We have to call them guests. And whenever I hear somebody say customer, I'm like, it's a guest, even if I'm not at Target. But when I am at Target and I hear one of my team members say that, I'm like, tisk, that's not what they're called. So, there you are. I absolutely love sunrises and sunsets. They add so much to life. Like, I imagine not having those. Like, imagine if they weren't as pretty, at least, you know? We wouldn't know what we were missing out on. A light show every day. Like, even with the fireworks this past week, I was amazed by that. It was so pretty. But before the fireworks, there was such a gorgeous sunset. It turned everything this beautiful orange glow, and oh, it was so perfect. I was like, this is the pre-show. And you know, often thinking about like bands and stuff that perform, sometimes the opening act, those people that you didn't go to see, sometimes they're better than the actual show. You never know. Not all the time. Probably less often than, yeah. More often than not as good, but sometimes you find some real gems that are opening, and then they become famous, and you're like, I saw them before they were famous, and then you're a hipster. Anyways, I don't know. And the opening act for the fireworks was probably better than the fireworks, but the fireworks were fantastic too. Honestly, I had the best 4th of July in my life. It kind of helped having my nephews there who had never seen fireworks before. That's just precious to me. I love that. Because they were just so psyched. And my sister and brother-in-law are doing such a good job raising those boys up. They're so sweet, so full of wonder. I even saw them this morning. Their youngest is still trying to nail down names right now. But he saw me today at church, and he was like, Leash, Leash. And I'm like, yes, you got my name. That's me. Seriously, such a sweet kiddo. There's nothing like being loved by a kid. I love it. I love those kids. They're so brilliant and honestly so creative. I'm looking at some of their art and I'm like, oh my goodness, these kids are gonna be better than me very soon. Which that shouldn't make me sad, right? I should be proud to know that the next generation's gonna go further than I will go. That's the point. That's why we raise up kids. We want them to go further. It's not a competition. I don't know if you can hear the music that my sister's playing upstairs, but it's very happy, which makes me happy. I love it when she plays happy music. This is bothering me. I need to make this not orange. Okay. Much better. You can barely see the sundial from this angle, but whatever. Love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. Does this need to be a deeper blue? Oh man. So she's listening to that song. I don't know who wrote it, but it made me think of the music from Planet of the Apes, like the new ones. And if you go to the album of the music that was written, the composer like titled everything with a monkey pun, or like an ape pun of some sort. One of the songs was Give and Take, and a gibbon is like a type of monkey, and I thought that was funny. You just have to wait to do that. Oh, for my birthday, other than just my paints, I also got a new keyboard for my iPad, which I'm excited too, because there's so many documents I need to write up. Like, I've never had an artist CV, and I'm realizing, like, I need to type one up and actually be intentional about making professional connections as an artist, because, yeah, I want to excel as an artist and be successful. So 11:07. It's a good time to be alive. But yeah, I get so distracted so easily. But yeah, so I'm working on my artist CV and thinking through different exhibition ideas. And what's so interesting is when I think of things I could exhibit, it's not exactly my favorite types of things to create, but like, I think they're good ideas that could be told, should be told, and would be enjoyed by a general audience. Sometimes what we create for ourselves, for our own enjoyment, isn't exactly what everybody wants to see. And like, I really hope that's not gonna be the truth my whole life. Like, I hope people want to see what I have, but we'll see. I really do love these mountains. They're so pretty. I do miss California. I'm so excited to go. Like, I hope I get to go on a couple of hikes and stuff, get outside, enjoy those mountains. I know it's gonna be like during the hottest part of the year. Redding is a super, super hot city. It is the second hottest city in the US. Sometimes reaching 48 degrees centigrade. And I had to work outside when I lived there. Like, never mind complaining about having to stand all day. Having to be in the heat all day, that's dangerous. And then when the fires hit, goodness, like having to breathe in all that smoke. Not fun. I hear that actually Redding's affected right now. A lot of fires. So I hope that's all clear. Actually, this just occurred to me because it affects extra trip. Hope everybody's okay. Be safe, guys. Listen to law enforcement. They tell you it's not safe to be somewhere because of fires. Please don't be stupid. I remember a couple years ago there were a lot of fires here in Tennessee, and people waited until the last minute to leave, and the videos they shared as they were trying to escape was terrifying. I'm surprised they made it out. They being random strangers I don't know, but people who shared on social media what that looked like, that looked terrifying. Like, no thank you. You can buy me love, just have to wait. Oops. Did not mean to make a straight line, but whatever. trying to think of what's for lunch. I love food. I love eating good food. Don't want to waste the opportunity to have good food, you know? Man. Oh, I've got some people watching today. Hi, everyone. How you guys doing today? It's not every Sunday they have people watching. Who all's here? I know that the few people that do watch, I think they are busy this week. So I think you guys are new. Welcome. I'm live streaming. You wanna say hi?
Hello.
Yeah, trying to keep it a little bit more vibrant. These are clouds and not mountains, so I need to keep that in mind. How do I, maybe if I do that, be a little bit more easy to read as that. We're driving out to California, so I'm excited because we are going to stop in the Grand Canyon. Morning brains. But I have been there before, but I am so psyched to go back. Have you guys been to the Grand Canyon before? The southern rim is gorgeous. I can't wait to go back. Because this time we'll actually have a camera. One of the best things you can see. Oh, it's definitely a wonder. One of the coolest things I've seen in my life. Let's see. I think it's really important not to keep things too saturated, even in the sunset, because I think something I'm trying to nail down right now is contrast. And like, if you do everything too saturated, you don't have anything that's lacking in that saturation, and also when you lose that, there's actually no contrast or anything that your eye is led to, which is a bummer. So I'm keeping that center part of the sunset more vibrant, but keeping things a little bit more muted further away from it. You can have little bits of that contrast here and there, especially like those little cute little wispy clouds that are lit up. It's nice. And just, I'm so thankful for the opportunities I've had to travel. Like, I've even gone places I never really wanted to go in the first place. Like, I don't know if I was just trying to be hipster as a kid or not, but I was always like, I never want to go to California. Everybody wants to go there for vacation. If I had kept that attitude, I would have missed out on such a beautiful, beautiful place. I've learned so much from California. I've seen so many beautiful things in California. It's not what everybody makes it out to be. There's some beautiful people in California. Not everybody's some rich snob, or it's not about like Hollywood and beaches. Like there's mountains and waterfalls and good food, except for their pizza. They seriously need some good Italians from the East Coast to go out and teach them how to make good pizza. And that's one of the few things they're missing out on. Got just some beautiful things about this city. I'm so excited to go back. I'm so thankful. I've always, like, often I hear people talking about doing a road trip somewhere. I joke about sneaking in the back of their truck, and then eventually they actually invite me to come along. That's exactly what happened this time. They weren't just some random people, they were my parents. So all I have to do is pay for food, which is nice, because they're going to make this trip anyways. So I'm thankful. Oh man, and I get to see some of my closest friends. Not all of them, because most of the people that actually have been friends with from California do not live there anymore. They moved away. We'll see a few people. Need to reach out and make sure that those who are still here will be able to see me. I mean, if not, it's kind of last minute anyways, but hope I get to see some lovely people. If not, I'll get to see a lovely place. That's good for the heart too. But I do hope to see people that I love there. What a lovely little sunset. There's layers of clouds. It's not just one flat thing, you know. Layers of clouds overlapping each other, and it's like, I think that's why it's so much fun to paint sunsets. It's that you get to figure out and dissect why is the sky looking like that? What on earth? Why is the lighting making this happen? And they're so three-dimensional, and it's hard to paint like that because, like, we think, oh, okay, well, there's the sky, there's a cloud, and there's the sun. But it's so much more three-dimensional than that, and I'm trying to nail that more now than ever in my sunsets, or just in skies in general. So, yeah, I hope you're seeing improvement in my art. Wow, Reading is so pretty. So this outlook area right here, I didn't know about it until like the very end of my time in Reading, which is so sad because it looks straight to the west and overlooks the whole beautiful valley. But my last evening in Reading, my family came out here. We watched the sunset. It was like, I'm so melodramatic. I'm such a romantic and such, but it was beautiful. It was exactly what I needed to say goodbye. It's always so hard to say goodbye. But I'm thankful for my time in California. I don't know if I'm supposed to go back. We'll see. There's things that need to happen in order for me to go back. In the meantime, I'm enjoying being so close to family and getting to be a part of my nephew's lives. It's such a privilege and an honor, and they know who I am, which is so nice. I'm not some strange person that they've never met before. Like, they know me, they want to be around me, and I want to be around them. I get to see them grow up and mature and develop their own quirks. I love it. I wonder how ever much more so it is, though, having your own kids, like that feeling you have of, oh, I get to know this person, I get to be a part of the development of their personality and character and see their quirks and enable the child to pursue their dreams. I think that's beautiful. Parents are great, and I think a lot of people need more affirmation in how they're parenting their kids. Like, have grace for yourselves, guys, if you have kids. Like, but also be present. Know that you're developing somebody and investing in the future, to a future that you might not see the whole of. Like, I mean, yeah. You won't know the full effect of your legacy, because those kids will live beyond you and impact people you'll never meet. And I think that's one of the beauties of family, the legacy of mankind as children. Love it. So right here, yeah, we're on the bluffs overlooking the Sacramento River. And so the plants you're seeing is growing right on that edge. And I think it's giving some good depth to this. I hope it's not like weird random stuff, but I mean, that's what my reference photo is showing anyways. Yeah, little trees, little shrubs, little things that survived the summer. And I think the other week when I did some manzanita drawings, that manzanita was also from these bluffs, which, what a brilliant sunset that was. Okay. And just so these colors aren't so flat, I'm adding a little bit more of a vibrant version of the same color back over these leaves to keep it not so flat, give it some depth, keep it interesting. And then these little shrubs actually have a more reddish tint, so I'm going to go back in, just add that in, not necessarily to every leaf, but just suggest it, so I'm not stealing from those plants. Okay. Here I'm sculpting again, bringing back the water a little bit, redefining where these trees begin and end. Be like, wait, that's not quite right, you know. Does not have to be exact on my watch. Like, I'm not painting something incredibly recognizable, but you definitely want, like, if you're painting something that you're like, yeah, that is this, insert blank, you want to be accurate, but I mean, I'm not going to painstakingly make sure every tree is correct. Trees change, right? I see some more redwoods on the strip. Redwoods are gorgeous. Just like the Grand Canyon, it's awe-inspiring. Like something that has lived way longer than your country. It's humbling. Actually, I really like how redefining that sand made that feel more like a three-dimensional object. Land is not flat, it has form. So I gotta think like that, and I'm trying to develop that more and more with my landscapes. Again, go back through here, redefine what this mountain looks like even more. Sharpen those lines a little bit. And dull out these colors because, like I said, you don't want a fully saturated sky because then nothing pops and nothing special, right? That's what we learned from Incredibles, the first one. I haven't seen the new ones, so don't spoil anything, but you know, if everyone's special then nobody is. It's a really good lesson everybody needs to learn. It is taught by the villain. Oh man, Ben, what's the name of that YouTube show that you watch? Where like it's an alien race trying to explain the philosophy of different films.
The channel is Wisecrack.
Wisecrack.
The show is, what's it called? So, is it the hidden meaning behind something, or Earthling Cinema?
Earthling Cinema. It's like a there's basically an alien race that has discovered our archives of footage or films, and they tried to explain the meanings behind each of the films, but they kind of misinterpret the original meaning, and oftentimes like that's exactly how you can interpret that piece. Like, how did we not see that before? Oops. It's a definite must watch. It's hilarious to me. Yeah, so this last little bit right here, like, I'm not gonna make things super detailed today. I'm gonna just keep refining things, but I'm wanting to kind of suggest what this water's doing. Like, it's ripples, it's not perfect, you know, and keep it interesting, keep that detail there. So I've done like a general little bloop. And I'm going to come back in with an eraser, not at full opacity, and kind of suggest water waves and such down here. Give it a little bit more texture. And just like how I mentioned with the sunset, it's layered. It's not gonna be just one thing. Okay, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna have to go back in with more colors, more shapes, and suggest more things. Oops. Oh yeah, this was on another layer too, if that helps. Otherwise this would just be me erasing my been working on, which is not good. Okay, I'm gonna come in with a little darker color, but I'm gonna sample from here so I can get some variation in color types. Bring you down and bring you down. And it is important to define edges also with waterscapes. So making sure that you can kind of tell where the edge of the water is against the land, even though the reflections kind of hide that a little bit, there's still a distinction. So I'm working on that right now. This little bit is a little plain. I'm gonna bring you up a little bit. Okay, so these areas of the water where the sunset hits, they've become a little too dull. So I'm going to make them a little brighter, even a little brighter than what they are in the reference photo. Because I don't want the eyes just to stay on the sunset. I want them to move and interact with the environment that the sunset's in as well. Because the Sacramento is a beautiful area, and I don't want people missing out on that bit. That's what this picture's of. Bring this up. Okay, how has that improved it? A lot. Okay. Okay, before I'm finished with a piece, I like to... What was this? Okay. Well, nail out those details a little bit more, but then I'm going to show you something that I've been trying to do more and more with my digital pieces when I'm done. So stay tuned for that. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't finish this thing, which is the subject. Well, this doesn't sound going to be good. This is been years 2000. You guys should definitely exhibitions, or not all of their exhibitions, they have permanent exhibitions, but they change out their exhibitions every 4 to 6 months. Last time I was there, admission was $16 for adults, $12 for children and seniors. But if you want to just go see the Sundial Bridge, that is open to the public. So you don't have to pay admission to go see that. Alicia, how do you know the price of this off the top of your head? I said it thousands of times while working there. And they are part of the ASTC reciprocal program. So that's great if you have a membership with another museum that's also part of that, because it's free admission, unless if you're members of the Chico Museum, which I've never been to. The only reason for that is that they're just too close and they have the same clientele. So, oops. How is that? It looks good. No. What did I just do? Okay, as I mentioned before, I'm going to take an airbrush. I'm going to take this soft brush up here, make it fairly big, bring down the opacity. I'm going to pull from the warmer colors here, and I'm just going to, on a different layer, let the airbrush kind of widen the effect of the sunset, because light kind of bleeds a little bit. You can see how it kind of touches those trees a little bit more. Let's see, is that too much? And then do the same with shadow. It's nice to have that contrast. Hey, themes. Okay. Now I just keep working at it like this until I perfect it a little bit. Is that good? I think that glows. Might be a little light down here. What is happening? Oh, I'm erasing nothing. Okay. I'm gonna just come in here. It's kind of like with the colors, you make kind of a natural vignette, whatever it's called. It helps create that contrast. That's good. Okay. thank you guys for joining me today. I'll be here. Will I be here next week? I still need to nail that out. I might have to change the time of my live stream because I am going to California, as I've mentioned many, many, many times. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. I feel like my chat wasn't working this whole time. Sorry, guys. Okay. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.